Welcome to Raggedy Bitch TV, the podcast where we question everything society tells us is normal. I'm your host, and today we need to talk about a status symbol that makes no sense. I'm talking about people who wear busy like a badge of honor. People who are obsessed with being overwhelmed. Let's discuss. Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. You ask someone, "How are you?" And they respond with, "Oh my God, I'm so busy. Like, I literally don't have time to breathe. I have a million things going on." Okay, but I just asked you how you are. I didn't ask for your entire schedule. And the thing is, they say it with this weird pride. And the thing is, they say it with this weird pride. Like, being busy means they are important. Like, being overwhelmed means they are successful. But does it though? Because here's what I've noticed. The people who are actually successful don't talk about how busy they are all the time. They just do their thing. But the people who are constantly telling you how busy they are, they're usually just inefficient. They're doing a lot, sure, but are they doing it well? Are they doing things that actually matter? Or are they just filling their time with stuff so they can feel important? I have a friend, let's call her Jane, who is always busy. Every single time I talk to her, she's stressed. She's overwhelmed. She has 100 things on her to-do list. And at first, I felt bad for her. I thought, wow, she's got so much going on. That must be really hard. But then, I started paying attention to what she was busy with. She was busy, sure, but a lot of it was unnecessary. She'd say yes to every invitation, even ones she didn't want to go to. She'd volunteer for every project at work, even when her plate was already full. She'd schedule things back to back with no breathing room. And then she'd complain about how busy she was. And I realized she's not busy because she has to be. She's busy because she wants to be. Because being busy makes her feel needed, makes her feel important, makes her feel like she matters. But at what cost? And you know what kills me? These people never have time for anything. You try to make plans with them, and they're like, "Oh, I wish I could, but I'm just so busy." You text them, and they take days to respond. "Sorry, I've been so busy." But then you see them posting on social media, watching TV, doing other stuff. So, you're not too busy. You just don't want to make time for this. And that's fine. Just say that. Don't hide behind busy. Because "I'm too busy" has become this catch-all excuse for everything. Too busy to call your mom, too busy to see your friends, too busy to take care of your health, too busy to rest. But you're not too busy to scroll Instagram for an hour. You're not too busy to binge watch a show. So, it's not about being busy. It's about priorities. And when you say, I'm too busy, what you're really saying is, this isn't a priority for me. Which, again, is fine. But be honest about it. And then there's the people who make being busy their entire personality. Every conversation is about how much they have to do, how stressed they are, how they don't have a single free moment. And after a while, you stop asking how they are because you already know what they're going to say. I'm busy. Cool, got it. Same answer as last time. And here's the thing. Being busy all the time is not interesting. It's not a personality trait. It's not an achievement. It's just a state of being. And often, it's a state of being that you created. Let's talk about where this comes from, because I think we've been conditioned to believe that being busy equals being valuable. We live in a society that glorifies the hustle, that celebrates grinding, that tells us we should always be doing more. Rise and grind, hustle culture, sleep when you're dead. All of these phrases that make it seem like rest is lazy, like downtime is wasteful. But here's the truth. You don't have to be busy to be valuable. Rest is productive. Downtime is necessary. Doing nothing is actually doing something. It's recharging. Your worth is not determined by your productivity. You are not a machine. You are a human being who needs rest, who needs peace, who needs space, who needs time to just be. But we've been taught to feel guilty about that. We've been taught that if we're not constantly producing, we're failing. And so, people fill every moment. They pack their schedules. They say yes to everything. And then they wonder why they're exhausted all the time. Let me break down the different types of busy people, because they show up in different ways. You've got the humble brag busy person. They complain about being busy, but really they're bragging. Oh my God, I have so many meetings today, back to back from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's insane. Translation: look how important I am. Look how many people need me. Then you've got the chaos busy person. They're busy, but it's because they can't manage their time. They're late to everything. They forget commitments. They're always putting out fires. And yet, they act like this is just how life is. But really, they're just disorganized. And then, you've got the avoidance busy person. This is the one I want to focus on because I think this is the most common. These people stay busy on purpose because if you're always busy, you don't have to think. You don't have to deal with your feelings. You don't have to face the things you are avoiding. Maybe it's a relationship that's not working. Maybe it's the job you hate. Maybe it's unresolved trauma. Maybe it's just emptiness, not knowing who you are when you're not doing something. So, you just keep moving, keep doing, keep grinding until you burn out. And then you're surprised when your body shuts down, when your mental health crashes, when you have nothing left to give. I went through a phase where I was this person, the avoidance busy person. I filled every moment of my day. I said yes to everything. I had no free time. And I told myself it was because I was ambitious, because I was driven, because I wanted to succeed. But the truth was, I was avoiding myself. I was avoiding the fact that I wasn't happy, that my life looked good on paper but felt empty inside. And as long as I stayed busy, I didn't have to confront that. But then I burned out. Hard. My body literally forced me to stop. I got sick. I couldn't function. And suddenly, I had to sit with myself, with my thoughts, with my feelings. And it was terrifying. Because I realized I didn't know who I was when I wasn't busy. My entire identity was wrapped up in what I did, not who I was. And I think a lot of people are in that place. They're so busy doing that they never stop to ask, why am I doing this? Is this what I actually want? Or am I just running from something? Let's talk about how this affects relationships, because being constantly busy is toxic for connections. You can't build deep relationships when you're always rushing. You can't be present with people when you're thinking about your next task. You can't show up for others when you have nothing left to give. And people in your life feel it. They feel like they're always competing with your schedule. They feel like they're an afterthought, like they have to book an appointment just to see you. And eventually, they stop trying. I've lost friendships because of this, because I was too busy to show up, too busy to call back, too busy to make plans, too busy to be a good friend. And then one day, I realized those people weren't in my life anymore. Not because we had a fight, not because we grew apart, but because I chose busy over them. And that's a choice. Make no mistake, it's a choice. And honestly, I think some people stay busy on purpose. Because if you're always busy, you don't have to think, you don't have to deal with your feelings, you don't have to face the things you are avoiding. You just keep moving, keep doing, keep grinding until you burn out. And then you're surprised when your body shuts down, when your mental health crashes, when you have nothing left to give. But burnout isn't a badge of honor. It's a consequence. It's your body saying, I told you to rest. You didn't listen. So now I'm forcing you to stop. And the sad thing is, our society sees burnout as almost inevitable. Expected, even. Of course you're burned out. That's just how it is. No, that's not how it has to be. So if you're someone who's always busy, ask yourself why. Are you actually doing important things? Or are you just scared of being still? Are you actually doing important things? Or are you just scared of being still? Are you filling your time with meaningful work? Or are you just filling your time? And here's a hard question. What are you avoiding? Because if you can't sit alone with yourself for even an hour without feeling uncomfortable, that's a sign. That's a sign that you are running from something. And the only way to deal with that something is to stop running. To sit with the discomfort, to face whatever it is you are avoiding. And yes, that's hard. That's really hard. But it's also necessary. So, here are some things you can do. First, learn to say no. You don't have to say yes to everything. You don't owe everyone your time. Say no to the things that don't align with your priorities. Say no to the things that drain you. And don't feel guilty about it. Saying no to something is saying yes to something else. Usually, saying yes to yourself. Second, schedule rest. I'm serious. Put it on your calendar. Treat it like an appointment you can't miss. Because if you don't schedule rest, it won't happen. Something else will always fill that time. Third, check in with yourself regularly. Ask, am I busy because I need to be? Or am I busy because I'm avoiding something? Be honest. And if the answer is the second one, deal with it. Fourth, re-evaluate your commitments. Look at everything on your plate and ask, does this actually matter? Does this align with my values? Am I doing this because I want to? Or because I feel like I should? And cut out the things that are just filling space. So, if you're someone who's always busy, ask yourself why. Are you actually doing important things? Or are you just scared of being still? And if the answer is the second one, it's time to slow down. It's time to say no to things that don't serve you. It's time to rest. Because being busy doesn't make you better. It just makes you tired. And you deserve more than a life spent rushing from one thing to the next. You deserve time to breathe, time to think, time to just be. Remember, your worth is not measured by your productivity. You're valuable because you exist, not because of what you do. So, give yourself permission to rest. Give yourself permission to slow down. Give yourself permission to be unproductive. Because rest is not laziness. Rest is resistance. It's resisting the capitalist idea that you are only valuable when you are producing. It's resisting the cultural message that you should always be doing more. Rest is revolutionary. That's it for today's episode of Raggedy Ass Bitch TV. If this made you feel called out, good. Take a nap. You've earned it. Until then, stay raggedy, stay rested, and remember, being busy is not a personality trait. Peace.